and welcome to the podcast of Loughborough University's Institute of Advanced Studies, a podcast where our international fellows discuss the most pressing issues of today that we're all facing and share their exciting research ideas. We hope you enjoy today's talk. Thank you for tuning in. Hello and welcome to the Institute of Advanced Studies. I'm Professor Ksenia Chmurtina. I'm the director of the IIS. It's wonderful to see so many people in the room today, and also very exciting to host Pınar. Welcome to Loughborough, welcome to the IIS.
Thank you.
We've just been talking, it's been a while since we had a seminar. We had a few weeks kind of post-Easter break, so it's great to be back. As you probably know, the Institute of Advanced Studies is the home, the kind of base of the most exciting conversations on campus that revolve around interdisciplinary research about kind of current affairs, the topics that we all care about one way or the other. And I think today's presentation, today's conversation is an excellent example of the stuff that we want to be talking more about at the IIS. It represents the intersection of different disciplines. So hopefully you will all be engaged and excited about this. A couple of housekeeping rules. So it's a hybrid seminar. The presentation is on hybrid, and we will only release the presentation onto the YouTube and as a podcast. The Q&A session will be recorded, but we will cut it off. For those of you in the room, we will continue the conversation over lunch. For those of you online, please post your questions in the Q&A. Part of the Zoom, we are monitoring it, so we'll be able to read out the questions. And the podcast and the YouTube video will be released magically in a couple of days. I'm looking at my colleagues here. That's it from me, and I would like to introduce Sarah Reeder, who will then introduce our fellow. Over to you, Sarah.
Thank you very much. Yes, hi everyone, thanks for coming. I'm very happy to have Pınar here. We met quite a few years ago online, and it's the first time because of the IIS we managed to meet in person. We've been doing a little bit of research together, but this really is an opportunity for us to share more in-depth conversations. And Pınar is from instructional design perspective, and she works in an environment with lots of people that work with, training instructional designers, and she's the one who actually is looking into the visuals in their team. And she has some really exciting, really exciting experience to share with us. So first, thanks IIS for making this opportunity possible. And welcome, Pınar, to you.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be in here, and I'm very excited that you are here. Just a sweet beginning. I would like to just take you Turkish slides. Please try one, please, and if you could pass through, if you could help us. Thank you very much. Yes. I'm from Hacettepe University, Computer Education and Instructional Technology, which is located in Faculty of Education. It's yes, we are under Faculty of Education, but while it is about an IT, information design, like instructional design, there are various topics our researchers in our department focuses on. And I am the one who is passionate about visualization, tries to converge learning, visualization, and infographic design. And yes, I'm working as an assistant professor at Hacettepe University. I can say I'm an instructional designer, educational technologist who tries to integrate technology into educational mediums, various technology. And I can say I'm also a visualizer who tries to visualize everything in my daily life also. And my keywords, my study and research generally around infographic design, instructional graphics, visualization for learning, multimedia design, etc. And I gave courses, educational software design and evaluation, educational graphics and animation, multimedia design and development, educational video design and information design for undergraduate and postgraduate. While I'm new in this area, 2 or 3 years, instructional message design, multimedia based instructional message design, I give courses. And yes, I want to start from my master degree. I was trying to find area to focus on visualization within instructional design area. So we start from visual cognitive style, and we adapted a questionnaire into Turkish and try to understand what's happening between departments and between degrees. Students from second grade to fourth grade, first grade to third grade, and between different departments, if there's a difference between their tendencies, which has like two dimensions, main dimensions, visualizers, verbalizers, and visualizers has two main dimensions, object visualizers and special visualizers. We try to find out what was their preferences, and we see that yes, it's their tendencies is changeable and can be improved, which was fine for us. For example, engineers showed that their tendencies most likely to visualize, like they are special visualizers, but the students from art, they were more likely to prefer to construct vivid concrete like object visualizers that they were. And it was changing from second grade to fourth grade, that education changed them in terms of their tendencies. And then in the PhD, I was I just came across the infographic keyword, which wasn't new, but it was new because of the tools that we were using, that we were able to using in that times. Like we first of all, our question was with my supervisor, Professor Akoyunlu. What is good infographic? We need to create something concrete to tell our student that which is good or not. We need to do that. So we created infographic design rubric, and if you like, you may see the details in paper, like 30 criteria, which you may say it's too much. But at the beginning, we need to see this in detail, and then we concentrate on the process, how this process might be to a road we need to show our students go through to create their infographics, and during learning during learning anything, they are concentrating on anything. And we base the education design research method. We did various implementations with teachers, with students, secondary school students, university students, and try to put together what's happening during infographic creation process. And we define three main areas: content generation, visual design generation, and digital design, and try to see the process, the step of the process. And then we made it more in detail. You can see on the right, just for the steps to understanding the content and drafting it. Yeah, at the beginning, everything was so in detail, but in the time, it becomes more like more generic. Like you can see in here, we implemented with secondary school level with the students, and they were using PCs, and then we tried with them with their tablets, which the process changed, and their outputs also changed. We saw, and those examples from the implementation, which was done with their desktops, and it was a longer design period and detailed draft they were creating, which also we got their we did interviews with them, and their like what was good, what wasn't good, SWOT analysis we did with them, and then we revised the process, and it was with their templates. The process was with their tablet, and shorter design period we implemented with them and create drafts. And while they are in Turkish, but I can say that it's, for example, about chemical bonding, that we did those in their learning process, integrated into their learning process. And another topic, collaborative visualization was also, I was very interested in, because I think it's an important point to create knowledge, the sorry, the shared knowledge to create. Sorry about I lost my mind. Okay, shared knowledge, and it was co-located and synchronous version we did, and the engagement level was very important. Those were the steps, initial steps that I was trying to put together the idea of collaborative visualization with infographic design, and while in the process that I was planning to implement, they need to view, interact, explore, and share and create what they are doing, but in the same room, in the same place, by using the same platform or PC, etc. And I was lucky that I had chance to be with Bridge 21 team in TCD. We and I was again lucky to that I can implement. I did 3 implementations there about creating infographics collaboratively, and those were the visuals from the area of their area, CRITE area, that they are doing bridge to around projects with students. And the photos on the right side is from our implementations on infographics, creating infographics. And we developed this model by integrating infographic design model into Bridge 21, which is a collaborative technology mediated model. And this was the last point that we got at the end of revising. 3 times we revised the model and the process. That was the model we proposed, and we simplified the rubric, which was just criteria, but we simplified to make students more easily to use. And the right side, we also published this to the teachers that they can use if they want to in their courses. And some of examples from their infographics that our students created. They were collecting numeric data by creating their own questionnaires. So it was 1 day long workshops. And I think they were great because they were secondary school students, and it was the first time that they were doing something like that. Analyzing data, finding the important points, putting together, visualizing it. And they were working with 4 or 5 students in one group, 2 computers, which is related to Bridge 21 model. And I think the result was so fine. And another topic I'm very interested in is about public health infographics. We are concentrated on this topic with with a Professor Aslan from Hacettepe University. She's from Public Health Department, from medical science, and we are creating with doctors or students, PhD students, public health infographics based on real data. And those were kind of examples from those workshops. And about 4 years we are on this topic. And another point that I am trying to extend this part, and we are together from my department, Dr. Bayrak and Kocadere, that we we concentrated on how to create student-facing learning dashboards. This was on 2021, but we are still on it, trying to write a project, etc. We are trying to grow this topic together because Dr. Bayek is related to e-assessment, and my friend, my colleague, Dr. Kudida is related to gamification, and I am, how to visualize the process. And it's a very growing area in educational sciences. We need to solve this part, how to show students their process, their full learning process. And this was a theoretical study, but was very important for us because we struggled a lot during the process to put together those 3 points. But I think we have much to do. You see the visualization of what we converge during our book chapters process. And my baby, I can say, thanks to IVLA, that they supported me in this journey within 2020 research grant. As they say, it wasn't big, but it was big for me. It was big step for me that this project nearly done. But I'm going to share the study that I am still on it. It is under review. Hopefully, will be accepted in a few months. And in this project, I aim to explore the learnable structure of visual literacy, which is recommended in up-to-date studies, and the learnable structure of visual literacy skills through experimental research and design appropriate learning process for learners to develop their real skills through educational design research perspective. So I try to put together, first of all, understanding what's happening with experimental research, and then design effective learning processes within this project. It was, you may say, it was too much for a project, but yes, I was very enthusiastic about this topic. This is why I did a lot. Yeah, and I was alone. I did a lot for this project. And the first paper was this, which was published in GWL, the journal of IVLA, and it was about if we should like use simple or complex visuals during instructing visual language and visual literacy skills to students, use those kind of simple or complex visuals. And maybe you might like to see the infographics about the paper. You may go to Visualisation Learn online if you like. You can get more about. And another the keyword I was just my first steps was using eye tracking tool within visual literacy study, because it was also recommended to use to understand what's happening while they're creating visuals or reading visuals, and what was happening if they were developing their skills or not. So I use in the study online eye tracking tool, not the desktop version, to get it was just more easy to use and get. This is why it's an important point for me to converge, integrate just eye tracking tool into visual literacy study. And what happened in the study? The variables was perception, how they percept the visuals, the interpretation of visuals, and the orientation of attention during perception and interpretation. And yes, and we conducted pre-test, post-test controlled group experimental design. And one group enriched faced with instruction enriched with simple visuals, and the group faced with complex visuals, instruction with complex visuals. And we just take the data between and pre-test and post-test, both with the online eye tracking tool. And there's an example in here, simple version of the infographics and the complex version, those two groups interacted with. And it was, I won't give the details, but just to say, the visuals was interpretive, has interpretive communication functions, which aims to build knowledge of events and processes. And like those kind of visuals you may see in here, like photosynthesis, how bicycle pump works, etc. You may see in here like how gas law works. And for the data collection, it was an important point for me because I wanted to use more directly, get information more directly, not just getting their answers from what they've created from like rubrics, by assessing with rubrics. I want to get more direct data. And in here, I came across with DNA in the summer school of IEEE, where Sarah, I came across and met with her and start studying. And what was with DNA? Thanks to Live and Yuri, that they were very welcome to my questions. They were answering all of my questions. That it's not easy to understand framework. I think you need to be read deeply and catch the what they were trying to propose. You can see, if you like, you can go into the publication, because I won't give the details. But the point was, there were visual encodings. First of all, you need to define what kind of information you are going to propose in your visualization, and then you need to determine by which visual encoding you are going to make it visual, and then you need to choose and find your visual components that you are going to use in a very quick. I can say this, and you may say, for example, the visual components they are using, like pictorial components, textual components, directed connector lines, etc. For this visualization, you may see. And for the visual encodings, there are three types of they define: arranging, varying, or linking. And in here you may see the examples, like for picturing, that there were iconic drawings, and for ordering, there's an order in the information, or connecting, that you use connector lines to define something with labels. And in this study, I use grouping by position, ordering, color coding, shape coding, sizing, connecting, grouping by boundary, and picturing for this kind of visualizations. And for the visual components, you may see pictorial components, textual components, connector lines, directed components. Not all of them. I choose more simple. I simplified the framework because it's not easy to understand the undergraduate students. So those were the visual components covered in the interventions. And just examples. that were used in the questions in the data collection tool. You may see, for example, this was on the left side was the idle version, and the others were the manipulated version. For example, A was for manipulated in terms of labels and explanations placement, and the D one was for connector lines. And in the eye tracking tool, the students came across, first of all, the instructions, what they need to look for in that picture that they are going to see. The B is the picture they are going to just view. And then the C was for what you give for the grade they give for the picture. For example, how it is. Please, and for the A, please pay attention to the labels in the picture for the A. And B, they see the manipulated visuals, and then they grade, yes, okay, it's 5. The labels were used properly or not. And for the D, they write their justifications why they think that it's 5 or 1. And yes, the results, there are just few examples you may see from question 2 and 9, the heat maps. You may see details in the publication. Like for the interpretation, we determined that the learners who are in the simple visualizations enriched group was had written higher interpretation justifications that got higher interpretation results, and for the eye tracking results, they were more quickly to catch the area of interest, which can be read that they were more familiar with the points that we manipulate. These were the results. Yes, it was a nice point that I came familiar with eye tracking idea in terms of visual literacy skills development. And the recommendation was about in learning situations, in learning mediums, you may focus one or more VL skills, but you need to be sure that what you are focusing on by sending them or proposing them or providing them a learning situation, like creating infographics or whatever it can be, and then understand the process of visual literacy improvements. You need to catch how it's improving or not, and if you can, we need to develop direct assessment tools to understand what's happening by doing this during this learning test, and then create effective learning processes on environments for improving VL skills. And yes, VL skills defined. It's about the theoretical part. You may want to go and look if you like. And for the assessing VL skills, we have rubrics, we have eye tracking, and cognitive tests. That it was the point that I tried to go further from my PhD, which where we use rubrics. In this project, we use eye tracking and cognitive tests, which was a, I think, important point for visual literacy. And now I can give details, but I was more familiar with the idea. This is the second and the last paper of the project, which is under review. But this is from a presentation that I've done in IVLA, which was the initial steps of the second study of the project. And I was willing to understand if we make our students to do a visual interpretation practice collaboratively, which will this be affect more or not? Again, the experimental research, very similar procedure I have conducted in here. And I can say that, yes, and the visual encodings and visual components was very similar, but there are small changes because I dropped some of the visual encodings because I was more familiar with the idea, and it wasn't easy to um, analyze the data while I was using a lot of visual components in the previous study, in the first study. So I was more experienced about that, and I dropped some of the visual encodings, and like I was asking 12 questions, something like that. I asked decrease the questions to. And yes, I can only say that yes, I got something valuable about this idea, which I'd like to go through. Collaboration matters in visual literacy skills development. If this publish in a few time, I'd love to share with you then. And yes, with Sarah, I'm very happy to meet her. That I find a very good connection. That thinking like myself, trying to catch a point as me, and I had a question in mind. Like this is a problem for us, for non-designers, non-graphic designs, maybe I can say. Our students have difficulty all the time about color. That I asked her that if we can find a way to make them use colors more effectively, then we developed a rubric. We analyzed the learner-generated infographics and try to find out difficulties they faced in that study. And yes, this was a presentation again in IVLA, and maybe we can go further about this point, like creating tips pre-learning activities, because you may say uh, not a very big point looking from here, but while you are creating, it's a very big point that students want to pass more easily to catching the important the proper colors. Okay. And for 2024, I was very excited about this, that I got invitation from the editor of GVL, uh, uh, Dr. Avgerno, that maybe we can do something, some special issue about infographics. And it's a new baby. I was very excited about that. And I try to emphasize the importance of infographic creation as an essential skill for highly visual GAN alpha. Thanks for the outdoors that we catch important points in those papers, like the transform, which converts transformative pedagogy with visual literacy. The challenge they are facing, the higher education students during creating infographics, or sequential analysis of the design process. This was a good point to go through. Like as I said, direct assessment methods. We need to understand what's happening during their design process. And the difference, a paper which focuses on the individual and collaborative process, difference between those, trying to understand was a fine study, and then a bibliometric exploration on for what's happening about infographics as tool for visualization education was a nice study too. They came together, I think, as a mosaic to show us a way about infographics and learning. And another topic, it's a new area that I am interested in with my students, master degree students. I would like to search more on it, but it's the baby steps that I'm taking. Like the question was, can ER integrated infographics strengthen the collective meaning making process? This was the answer. This was the question. This was a review study, not a systematic review, but a review study. And we tried to get the papers together to analyze that. We examined the papers who covers ER applications or graphics used in research in terms of InfoVis, information visualization, focusing on these three features. If there is special information enhancement, essential information highlighting, complex information simplification, as emphasized in that paper, Liu et al. 2022. And we analyze the papers, what's happening, what are emphasized in the recommended in the studies. We are now at this point that we need to go beyond media comparison studies, if there is ER or not, and we need to focus on how ER supported by those three features, how we need to converge or aim to use those kind of features in our ER related learning environments. And also for the collaborative learning environments, while there were not much studies about this, I think this area we need to concentrate more, that we got this from our review that ER integrated infographics has potential to enhance shared understanding of students. And now, currently, I'm very interested in GenAI, as I think most of us at this point, and we need to be at this point because new generation is using generative AI, and we need to find a way and then show a way and then go together this way, I think, more effectively. And how GenAI can be a design collaborator for students, for instructional designers, and which skills do we need to use GenAI effectively for design tests, and how can we use GenAI more effectively and show roadmaps to our students to go through this way together. And thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the podcast of Loughborough University's Institute of Advanced Studies. A quick reminder about how to stay connected. You can find us on Blue Sky, LinkedIn and Instagram, and you can also watch the presentations on YouTube. The podcast is available on all the major platforms. Please download, share, and most importantly, subscribe. See you next time.